All right, Brantley, how's it going?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Glad to have you with me today. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me. You know, we've got this podcast. It's called Covered, sheltering you with roofing knowledge, but I'm kind of expanding it a little bit more. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to have other other trades. Eventually, I'm going to have an electrician on and a plumber, and just to maybe help homeowners be aware of things that maybe they don't even know to be aware of. You know, like what you don't know, you don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. So since you kind of do the full gamut as a home inspector, so we'll start with just who are you, and how long have you been inspecting homes and that kind of thing.
Oh, great. Yeah. So my name is Brantley Mays. I'm in Parkwood Property Inspections. We're a multi-inspector firm in High Point, North Carolina. We service pretty much all the triad and the triangle. Okay. We've been in business since 2015, so been doing it for a while. We've done thousands of inspections, and we do everything from home inspections to pest, water, well, septic, you name it.
Okay.
And for bigger commercial things that we do, we'll always bring in somebody, like we'll bring in a roofing contractor to really go through the roof, or bring in an HVAC contractor to really go through the HVAC, because as you know, that's a much more intense capital investment when people are buying these big things that they want the experts in there right away. But with the homes, often, they just want somebody to kind of generally look around and say, hey, do I need to talk to somebody else?
Yeah. So who primarily, I get my assumption is, just because I was in mortgage banking a long time ago, whenever someone buys a house, then that's typically when you'll get the phone call of, hey, I need a home inspection done because the lender is going to require it, right? So is that typically how you are contacted, just through realtors?
Yes, 99% of the time it's the buyer's agent.
Okay.
And then sometimes it's repeat customers, stuff like that. And a lot of lenders call us if they have somebody who's buying something for sale by owner without an agent, or refis, stuff like that sometimes. Most of the time they just want an appraisal, but sometimes they want an inspection because that's more involved.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's start with something like, tell me something crazy. Have you, in all the time that you've been doing inspections, have you seen a dead body or?
No, dead body. Well, one time I kicked a pile of trash, and it turned out there was a person inside the pile of trash in the living room. So, I was trying to get it out of my way so I could get to a window, and it started wiggling around on the floor. I was like, oh, what's going on? And I'd only been doing it for a month, so I was scared. So I kind of went outside. Right now, I would have just say, hey, look, you're going to have to get the homeless guy out of the house. But I'm out there talking to the realtor on the phone. It's probably my 10th one I'm doing. I'm like, there's some guy in here. Can I keep doing it? I need to get paid.
So you kick the trash bag, and then you kick a person.
Yeah, I don't even kick it that hard. Not hard enough to hurt him, but it's hard enough to let it
that must have definitely freaked you out.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
So I just narrated the rest of the inspection. I'd walk around. It was a small 600 square foot house, so I just say everything I was doing, making sure some crazy guy's not going to stab me or something.
That's wild.
Yeah, he stayed in the spot though. It was good.
So would you say that as a home inspector, is it a relatively a dirty job?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if it has a crawl space, if it doesn't have a crawl space, it's normally not that bad. Okay. Guys all carry the suits and stuff for that.
Yeah. So you've been in your fair share of crawl spaces. Yeah.
Thousands.
Do you see mold a lot?
Yes.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Tons of mold.
Okay.
And there's really mold everywhere. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It's like, hey, mold's everywhere. If we test for mold, it's like, what is the difference in the mold in the area versus the spot where test the air?
Yeah.
But you're always going to have mold in a crawl space, but there's bad stuff. If it's too humid, it'll eat your whole floor system up.
Oh man. Yeah. So I guess tell me the worst stuff that you've seen.
Yeah, I'd say the worst thing is people not managing water. So whenever I pull up to a house and there's no gutters on the house, it's this one's going to be terrible.
Okay.
Because, as you know, that's really important, right? Get the water away from the house, keep it out of the house. It's the number one thing that kills the house. Yeah. So those crawl spaces that sit damp and dirty for a long time, the wood-destroying brown fungus just grows on the floor joist, eats everything, and you have to rip the whole floor system out.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So you'll go in, a lot of the flippers will buy these houses, and they think they're doing all these cosmetic things inside. Right. It's well, now you got to rip all this out now because we've got to get rid of this floor system.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's crazy. So, in going back to the crawl spaces, as far as critters and that kind of thing, what's common that lives down there that homeowners may not be aware of that is part of their family?
Oh yeah, definitely black snakes, and they get up into the attic too. We see them just as much in the attics as we do in the crawl spaces.
No way.
Yeah, but they're normally eating mice, so it's not so bad. You probably don't want to see them.
Oh man,
we found some 10-foot long ones in the attics before.
So how do they get in the attic?
They slither up through, the the wall and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes you see them on the side of the house. They might get in through a gable vent if they don't have screens on the vents, stuff like that.
So, like, how small of an area can they? I mean, I guess depending on the size of the snake, but I mean, can they get into a pretty small hole, like a
pretty
rat?
small. Yeah, because I want to say they tell you, like the pest guys will tell you anything the size of like a penny, a mouse can get into.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they're eating all the mice, probably maybe the size of a quarter.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's something I definitely could not do. Yeah,
it's not fun. Possums are bad. I really don't like to, because you don't know if they're playing possum or they're dead. Anytime you come up on a possum in the crawl space, he's not moving.
Yeah,
you don't know why.
Yeah. Oh man. Have you ever been attacked by anything?
Attacked? Oh, bees. That was one of the worst things. Get in there and there's a bunch of like hornets or bees or something in there.
In the crawl space?
Yeah, like just right inside the door. Because then you got to like crawl while you're getting pelted by these things. Man. It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible.
So you've gotten like stung a lot of times?
Yeah, like 20 or 30 times. Like once I was like, I felt sick for a couple of days.
Oh man.
Well, I'm glad I'm not allergic.
Oh man. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So, well, let's kind of pivot to on the roofing side.
Yeah.
So my assumption is that not all home inspectors would feel comfortable climbing every roof that's out there. There's some sketchy roofs, right? Really high and steep and that kind of thing. So, like for you personally, do you inspect every roof? Like actually get on the roof and do a thorough inspection?
Not at all.
Okay.
So home inspectors aren't required to get on the roof at all anyway.
Oh, really?
Generally, what we do is we'll get an overall look and maybe get up on a ladder, check for drip edge flash and kind of feel the shingles, how bad they are. But other than that, most of our stuff's done with drone. We're getting a general picture, and there's normally enough in there for us to say contact a roofing contractor, because that's what we're essentially trying to do. We're trying to find enough wrong and say, hey, you need to get a roofer out here to give you an estimate.
Okay.
Because no matter what I find, how much is that to fix? Like, I don't know. I'm not a roofer.
Right.
Like, you got to talk to a roofer about that. And you need them to dig in further, because if there's this problem, there may be something else.
Right.
But we can't do anything invasive. Like if we call you over to the house, you can like do whatever you need to do. You can dig into things. But for us, we're working for somebody who doesn't own the house yet. So it's very limited what we can do.
Sure. Yeah. When you notice some stuff, with regards to the roof, but you can't, you're just seeing it from the drone, right?
Yeah.
I guess maybe we'll start with, what are the most common issues that you see?
We see a lot of flashing issues, a lot of missing flashing. And a lot of times those caps on the chimneys, like for the vinyl houses, like the metal ones, where they're rusted and pooling.
Yep.
And it's like, oh man, there's water getting in that chimney.
Yep.
They'll be replacing the chimney soon if they don't get up there. Loose shingles, stuff like that.
Yep.
Moss.
Yeah.
You can't really clean the moss off, can you?
We actually have a product that
you do?
We do what's called roof rejuvenation. Where we actually extend 5 years of life to the roof.
Nice. How does that work?
Well, that's a whole thing. Yeah,
that's a whole thing. Too much time for that.
It's like a not bio-based, but an oil-based product that's all natural. So I mean, you can. I wouldn't say you can drink it, like a glass of water or anything like that, but like it wouldn't kill you or nothing,
Oh, wow.
So it's like, pet friendly and all that stuff, Ooh. So but basically you just kind of wash the roof off with the first application, and it kills all the algae. And then we put the oil treatment after it dries. So it's the same day. And so depending on what the weather's doing, like right now, sunny, hot day, it'll dry up pretty quick. And then we put the oil product on there, and it actually like reseals all the shingles, makes it pliable, because some of them you can like bend the corner of the shingle and then it'll break. It's like bubble gum. You can bend it all the way back, and it's just like really pliable. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
I want to get some information from you after this.
Yeah. So we've gotten a lot of phone calls from like nationwide. They were dropping customers because they had a lot of black staining. So in order for them to keep their policy, they had to do something about it, and they didn't realize that we had a product that can be the solution other than replacing it. And it's just a fraction of the cost of a replacement. So
that's impressive, because I see that a lot, especially on houses that are in too much shade and like the roof is still good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but they can't let all that stuff grow there forever.
Yeah. Like especially the north facing slopes, they get it. Yeah. Really, really bad. Yeah. But we can talk more offline, about that for sure. Yep. So talk to me about are you regulated by the state?
Yes, we have like a standards of practice licensing, so it's very controlled.
Okay, so you have a license to be a home inspector. Okay, in North Carolina, and then so what are the like required things that you are looking for in every inspection that you do?
So it's generally like just materials and like are things broken or dangerous? So they make it really simple because there's like a list of a million things. But basically, we're just walking around. We don't cite code or anything like that because that changes so much if we're looking for something that's built in the 30s. But we're basically looking, is something wrong? Is something dangerous? And what materials are being used. So we make the people aware, like, hey, you've got galvanized pipes. That's garbage. You're going to have problems, you've got old electrical system that's a fire hazard, those types of things.
Okay. As far as like plumbing, so we have a rental house that down in Wilmington, and we've had a couple of issues with leaky stuff. My daughter's calling me and saying, "Hey, Dad, another pipe busted." I'm like, "Oh, great." And the guy said that I forget what kind of pipe it is.
Polybutylene.
I'm gonna say like PEX or
PEX is what we use. PEX is what we use now. Like that's the modern.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It might be poly if it was built in the 90s.
Okay, maybe even further back than that. It's not copper, but I think it's some kind of plastic. But there's some kind of my understanding is like some bacteria that grows inside of it, and it actually can cause it to like bust easily. Yeah. I can't remember. It's
probably the poly. Okay. That's the one with the class action lawsuit that they stopped letting people use.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. So then you're able to identify like that type of piping, and then is your recommendation always to like replace that?
Yeah. Well, at this point, so like that stuff they stopped putting it in the 90s. So I'll just say, hey, well, you've got this, but I mean, it's been like almost 30 years. Anything after 30 years, it might mess up. If it hasn't messed up by now, because a lot of the fittings and stuff and different things were the problems. There were different waters that it was interacting with. So basically, if it's lasted this long, I mean, you're rolling the dice. Would it might mess up, but copper might mess up this long. So you never know.
Okay, so how's the market been overall? I mean, is it busier now?
It's good. It's okay. It feels like 2 springs in a row. Like there's some big, as soon as the gas prices go up, people stop wanting to spend money. So that slows things down a little bit. But all in all, it stayed pretty steady. Yeah. We're just not getting the same spring rush that we normally would. It just seems like it's just steady business.
Yeah. You were saying earlier that most of your business comes from like realtors. When people are trying to buy a house, they have to get the home inspection done, right? But it seems like it kind of would make sense as a homeowner. If I've lived in a house for a long period of time, stuff just happens, right?
Yeah.
That, you can just pick up the phone and say, hey, I just want a home inspection, right?
Yeah. We get some of those.
Okay.
I definitely recommend it. I mean, especially if you've got a crawl space or an area that you're not going to go to.
Yeah.
Now, if you're on a slab or a basement and you're in your basement all the time and you see things, and you're active around your house, maybe it's not as big of an issue if you know what you're looking at.
Right.
But most people don't, right? It's like, I drive my car every day. And it's like, but do you know anything about cars? I mean, you're going to take it to get the oil changed, right? And have a look over it. Like, it's more expensive to find out later.
Right. Yeah. You just wait until it doesn't move anymore or that smoke's coming out. It's like, I guess I better do something about this now. Yeah. So within, as far as home ownership and, you being a home inspector, as far as like how often you should probably get a home inspection, what would you recommend?
I'd say maybe 3 to 5 years or something like that. If being realistic, I'm not trying to sell a bunch of business. What I mean? You're not going to need one every year. It'd be great if you could afford it. Most people can afford that, right? Because you're anywhere from $300 to $500, whatever. But also, if you already own a house, it's a little bit different, and you can normally negotiate a different type of inspection. Like, hey, I just need you to do come hit the high points for me or something like that. Versus like, I don't need you to open and shut every door and tell me if it sticks or not. I want you to just come look and say, do I have a big problem here?
Yeah.
We do that kind of stuff for people all the time and for investors and whatnot.
Okay. So the most common stuff that you see is usually tied to like electrical or...
Yeah, I mean, on old homes, like it's structural, electrical, plumbing, roof, anything mechanical, HVAC, that's what's going to cost you all your money. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if water's getting in the house, like if you don't have a roof and gutters, I mean, you're in rough shape. But aside from that, just the major systems is what's, generally needed to be looked at. Yeah. And I tell everybody they should be on a pest service. You should have a pest guy coming out to your house every quarter, and then they'll let you know if they see some stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes they know what they're looking at. Sometimes they don't, but they'll know if something looks funny. Sure. If they're down there, they're like, hey, there's a big puddle of water down here.
Right. Yeah.
Get the plumber here.
Yeah. So going back to the roofs, like during your training of being a home inspector, well, like what's involved?
I mean, generally for roofing, they explain, how they're put together, what they're supposed to look like when they're done right.
Okay.
And then that's it from there. You just kind of go out and look at them and see if they did a good job or not.
So who's doing the training? Like the state?
Yeah, there's a few different companies that can do this training. I'm actually licensed to do the training for the state. I don't do it. It's just like something I got qualified to do.
Okay.
But there's different companies that are authorized by the state to teach these classes and on the job training as well as the classroom training.
Yeah.
I think it's like 120 hours or something like that. And after you go through that, you take a test.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's the hardest test I've ever taken in my life. Way harder than general contractor test, way harder than anything I did in college.
Really?
It is a very tough test.
Wow.
It's made to make it hard because they don't want just anybody out there looking around and like, oh, yeah, because it's one of those cash grab type jobs where people are like, ooh, a home inspector. Well, I could do $500 an inspection if I could do 2 a day and work 5 days a week and they start doing math.
Yep.
They don't realize all the other stuff tied into it and that it's a business. And, you know,
Yep.
so it's kind of runs some of those people off that don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah. You got to pay taxes and all that money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to pay for marketing and you got to get in front of people. And
as far as what homeowners should pay extra attention to on the roof, you mentioned like the flashing is kind of like the most common thing that you've noticed. Besides that, anything else that you notice on a roof? I
mean, if the shingles are falling off and stuff like that, obviously. But I mean, for us, it's mainly we're worried about the water getting in.
Okay.
So if it looks like they've done a bad job or there's tons of sealant, like if it looks like the sealant, they've just gone crazy with it or,
Yeah.
And also we'll see a lot of times people come in on these really low pitch roofs and just keep going with shingles instead of putting some EPDM or like some TPO or something different on there.
Yep. Yeah.
And that ends up like always with water coming in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. That sometimes I think people don't realize that the shingle is designed to shed water. It's not, to waterproof, your house. Right. Yeah. So, that's why on a low slope, you have to use other products and you can't just only do shingles. Sometimes you can't use shingles at all. Yeah. That's storm damage. You're aware that a lot of people are kind of using their homeowners policies as a savings account to buy a roof, right?
Yeah.
So, sometimes, honestly, we're having conversations with homeowners like, we'll just wait till the next hailstorm, which no one has a crystal ball,
Right.
But one thing, kind of history has shown that the storms are getting worse and worse, it's not getting better, and roofs don't self-heal, right? So you made a comment that when you're looking at a roof, you're making sure that, it's capable of shedding the water properly, right? So are you trained to identify like wind or hail damage on a roof to the point where it looks like they should file a claim, or do they not?
We definitely tell them. Like if you've got, it looks like somebody's been up there with a hammer, like it's a hailstorm. So, we say, hey, look, you got a lot of roof damage. Like you need to maybe have the seller talk to their insurance company about, doing something. We always point that out. And if you go out to Grandover, some of those houses, we've looked at those and they have like, you think there's hail damage to golf balls.
Oh yeah. That's true. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And it's kind of wild because hail is very directional as well. When the storm comes through, a lot of times we'll see hail damage on one slope, but not the other slope, especially if it's really, really steep, and sometimes it's hard for homeowners to understand, like, doesn't make any sense. Why is my entire roof not being bought? Because the insurance company's only going to, pay for what's damaged,
Right.
Like wind claims, they don't typically pay for flashing because the wind didn't damage the flashing. It damaged the shingles, right? Yeah. So then there's a whole nother kind of argument or, that kind of thing to try to help the homeowner get their flashing paid for as well. So I guess just in closing, tell me what, I guess maybe a recommendation that you would have for homeowners overall. I know you said maybe 3 to 5 years is good, kind of rule of thumb, maybe to just get another home inspection done as well. But like, what can they do day to day to ensure that they don't have maybe the common problems that you
absolutely
see?
Obviously keep your house clean, but everybody should do that. But they need to just walk around their house and look around and make sure they've got their gutters on the house, first of all, but then also directing all the water away. And what I always tell I teach all these new home buyer classes is I just say, look, if you guys know that you're going to need a roof, because what we'll normally tell them is like, hey, your roof looks pretty good. It looks like it's about 10 years old, but it's a 15, 20-year roof or whatever. They got like the 3-tab most basic shingles. It's like, create a sinking fund for that, your HVAC, whatever, to where you're just putting money in every month. And when you get that, when somebody says, hey, you need a new roof or you need a new HVAC, you've got some money put aside. Because most of these people, especially in their 20s, they don't ever have that money.
Right.
You know? And then it's all of a sudden it's a financial crisis. They get into debt, they're paying interest, and they just can't get out of that hole.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking around and just like being aware of what's going on in your house, and if something looks weird, ask somebody.
Yeah. How much does an average HVAC system cost to replace now?
I hear between 8 and 15 on just in general. And that's, for a single unit or whatever, like a package unit or just like, an evaporator coil and a compressor.
Man.
So it gets up there. And depending on who you call, it could be a lot more, You don't really know.
Yeah. Man, that sounds like it's almost as much as a roof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our average right now is like around 13,000,
That's a pretty good price.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on the size, obviously, and how cut up it is and that kind of thing. But all right, good deal. Good deal. Well, hey, again, thanks for, taking the time to talk to me. Yeah. And so if someone wants to reach out to you, if they have further questions or if they need a home inspection, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah. Parkwood Property Inspections is 336-804-4456 or just parkwoodpropertyinspections.com. We got a website and they just call, email, text, whatever.
Sweet. Okay. That number's textable as well.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. Good. Is that your personal cell number?
No.
Okay.
No. That's not published.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody answers the phones 24 hours a day.
Okay. So. Awesome. All right. Good deal. Well, hey, thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Yes. And that's it.